In our previous video, we have seen that it was discovered by Avery, McCarthy and McLeod that the transforming principle is DNA. So it was confirmed that DNA is the genetic material, but still there were certain scientists who were not convinced with this. Many scientists, they were in this favor that proteins, these are forming the genetic material. Reason? Because there are 20 different types of amino acid in proteins, but there are only 4 bases in DNA. So they were very apprehensive about this, that how just a combination of these 4 bases can control so many traits in all living organisms. So they were saying that because there are more number of amino acids, so there are more combinations possible by these amino acids. So they said, no, it is protein that is the genetic material. Hershey and Chase, they further carried the experiment to confirm that it is the DNA that is the genetic material. So now let us study Hershey and Chase experiment. Hershey and Chase, they work with bacteriophages. Bacteriophages, these are the viruses that infect bacteria. Bacteria, E. coli. So now let us see. This is the structure of a bacteriophage. I think in this you can observe 2 different parts here. One part is this part. This part is DNA. We can see that this part is DNA. This is DNA here. And you can see this part, the rest of the part, that is protein. So bacteriophages, they are having just 2 things in them, DNA and proteins. So genetic material can be either DNA or protein. What they did, they prepared radioactive colonies of these bacteriophages. We know that phosphorus is present in the DNA. And proteins, they are made up of amino acids, so sulfur is there. So Hershey and Chase, they use radioactive phosphorus 32 to label the DNA and radioactive sulfur 35 to label the protein. Now, how did they prepare the colonies of these radioactive bacteriophages? First of all, one particular culture of this was infected with the bacteria, and the culture was having radioactive phosphorus in that. So now all the phages which were growing in this particular medium, all the E. coli, they got labeled with this radioactive phosphorus, and the bacteriophages that infected these bacteria, they had this labeled phosphorus in their structure, in their DNA. Similarly, in different culture medium, radioactive sulfur was added. So now all E. coli, they were having this radioactive sulfur in their palate, in their cell. And when bacteriophages, they were allowed to infect these E. coli, ultimately this sulfur entered into the structure of protein coat of their outer coat. Now in this experiment, in these 2 cultures, remember every part of the experiment was identical except that whether it was the protein or the DNA that was radioactively tagged. So now they carried out their experiment. Now they mixed these radioactively labeled phages with a fresh colonies of bacteria. This step is called infection. So this culture is having bacteria in that, and these bacteria, they are infected with the bacteriophages. The second step is called blending. In this experiment, the entire culture was put into a blender and then it was rotated. What was the purpose of this? The bacteriophages got separated. The outer coat gets separated, bacterial palate, they got separated. Now the next step, centrifugation. In centrifugation, the mixture is rotated at a very high speed and then they are allowed to settle. Bacterial pallets, they are heavy, so they will settle down at the bottom, and the viral coat, they are lighter, so they will float on the surface. And now the radioactivity was found out. And in this case, you can see here that radioactivity was observed in the liquid. Why it was there in the liquid? Because in this, the radioactive sulfur was introduced into bacteriophages, that was in the protein. So it is showing that the protein coat labeled with radioactive sulfurs, they are there in the liquid. They have not entered into the bacterial palate. In the second set of experiment, E. coli, they were allowed to get infected with the phages which are now labeled with radioactive phosphorus. And we know that radioactive phosphorus is there in the DNA. It means now these bacteriophages, they are having the radioactive DNA. So now E. coli, they are infected with these bacteriophages with radioactive DNA. Now second step is again blending. They are agitated in a blender so that phages, they get separated from the bacterial palate. Now the third step is centrifugation. Now the mixture is centrifugated so that bacteria, they will form a palate at the bottom of the test tube because they are heavier, and the phages, because they are lighter, they will float on the surface. And again, now the radioactivity was checked and this was found that the radioactivity is now present in the palate and not in the liquid. So what does that shows? The conclusion is that the DNA which were radioactive labeled with phosphorus, they have entered into the palate. So there is a comparison of both the set of experiment. So what was the conclusion of the experiment? When the radioactive sulfur 35 was used to tag the protein in the phages, most of the radioactivity was in the supernatant only, not in the bacterial palate. On the other hand, when radioactive phosphorus 32 was used, most of the radioactivity, it was found in the palate with the bacteria. So when the bacteriophages infected the E. coli bacteria, the protein stayed with the virus and DNA went into the host bacteria. So what does this experiment suggest? It showed that DNA is actually the heredity material. So now there was no doubt after this experiment, and it was accepted that DNA is the heredity material.